Hey folks, it's Bill Swift from Swift Canoe and Kayak, and we're at our Ox Tongue Lake store just outside of Algonquin Park with Chantelle and Tyler Valancourt, and we have their beautiful new 17.5-foot Lavieille here today. And these guys are going to tell us about a trip they just did for their honeymoon in Algonquin Park and the Lavieille. So let's have some fun. So let's talk about how you ended up with this 17.5-foot Lavieille. So how did you find out about Swift originally?
So originally it'd just be quite a bit of online research. I was just looking through all the different manufacturers and their boats, and the ability to really customize the Swift boats and all the different options really drew me to Swift. And then as soon as you see the finishes, the custom finishes that you can do, it's kind of a no-brainer for something you want to keep for a long time. So.
And then I believe you told me from there you contacted Brandon and you started talking to Brandon about how to customize it.
Yeah, I emailed Brandon about what I was looking for and kind of what models he recommended, and he recommended this new Lavieille and said that they were really liking it in your rental program, and we kind of went from there and spec'd it all out how I wanted it.
Excellent. And boy, you have chosen some beautiful options on this boat. So this 17.5-foot Lavieille comes standard with 3 seats. Tyler and Chantelle choose the option to also add a 4th seat to it. And something else they got, which I really like, is they got the bow sliding seat in the front of the canoe. And Chantelle, you paddle in the front. And tell the folks how you like this and how it worked for you.
I really like it because you can adjust while your leg room, and also I typically sit like about there, but when we hit some pretty big waves when we were going out, so it was nice. I was able to slide it ahead and then kind of bring the boat down a little bit.
You can adjust the trim of it too while you're out there tripping.
Yeah, which is really nice.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, a lot of people like it, and it also makes it narrower, so you can a little bit narrower to reach over the sides when you move it forward.
Yeah, I really like that part too. We have a couple canoes where they're harder to...
It's wider.
Yeah, it's harder to paddle.
So, Tyler, let's talk about these center seats now. You came up with a great expression that I hadn't heard before. Let's tell the folks what you wanted to do with these, because you guys are a couple, and you don't have kids, but you have dogs.
Yeah, so I wanted to future-proof the boat, really. So I just wanted to have the option there for whatever we were doing. So if we were taking out an extra person, we have the extra seat, or if we were just the two of us, we can take the seats out and have lots of extra room for gear. And it's really nice just to be able to have one boat that does many things, and does many things well, really.
So, and let's show the folks real quick. These seats right here, they both pop out really easily. So this canoe can be used so quickly. You can set it up to use it just how Tyler and Chantelle just did on their canoe trip. One of the things we do on all of our forged carbon canoes is we also do the seats in forged carbon and the float tanks. And it creates a really neat look to the boat. And Tyler, you weren't expecting this.
No, I wasn't expecting the seats to be the forged carbony.
And did it really jump out at you?
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
Yeah, and then the float tanks, of course, too, match the outside color. And let's talk about this. I understand Chantelle was the one who picked the color for the boat?
Yes, I picked the color.
So it's one of your favorite colors?
It is my favorite color.
It is, okay, great. And then the float tanks match it too. So when you're paddling in the front, you're looking right at that. It's kind of cool.
Very nice, especially when the sun shines on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful. So Tyler and Chantelle, one of the things that's important we didn't really discuss yet is the term Tyler used, future-proofing the canoe. So Chantelle, why don't you tell us why we have 2 extra seats here?
Well, we have 2 extra seats because we're expecting a baby in January. So, you know, we had to be prepared with our new boat purchase
Nice.
to have room for our baby.
And perhaps another one after that?
Yeah, hopefully.
And you have 2 dogs as well.
Yeah.
Wow, you're going to have a big load in here then.
Yeah.
All right, well, Tyler, let's talk a little bit about the universal mount package and the carbon footbar. I know that you mentioned earlier you love fishing.
Yeah.
You both love fishing, I know, so.
Yeah, we got the universal mount package to hold the fish finder and the fishing rod holders and everything. And it's the first time we've had rod holders on a canoe when we went on our trip. And oh, it's so much nicer than holding it between your knees and you get your fish and you're trying to get it out of your knees and deal with your paddle. And yeah, it's just a lot nicer to have everything kind of accessible and organized and out of the way. It's not all kind of just thrown in the bottom of the boat.
I understand Tyler is the big fisher person, but you love it as well. So let's talk about, guys, Algonquin Park, who caught the biggest fish on the trip?
That would be me.
And let's talk about it. It was a bass.
Yeah, it was a bass. And, well, when I first started reeling it in, it was so hard because I guess they like to fight a lot. And we didn't know how big it was. But as I was reeling it in, it jumped in the air. And at the same time, we both went, whoa.
Nice. It's fun catching a big fish like that,
Yeah, it was
isn't
pretty exciting.
Tyler, you mentioned that you were out in a big storm.
Yeah, it's one of the craziest storms I've ever been camping in. According to a news article, it said 3 inches of rain in 3 hours, and there was quite a bit of on neighboring lakes, trees that were down and campsites that were down and people that had to be evacuated. There was not a lot of sleep to be had that night, that's for sure. It was, yeah, it was a crazy storm.
But Chantelle slept. But it kept you up so you were able to sleep?
Yeah, I think I woke up for maybe a half hour and I was like, oh, I hope everything's okay. And then I fell back asleep again.
When you go canoe trip and you're paddling and portaging all day, you're tired at night. It can knock you out, but your senses were keeping you up, it sounds like. So you guys ordered some custom graphics for us, and you actually have the date of your wedding on the boat right here, right in the middle, which looks really cool. We did a break in the pinstripe to show it. And what I think is so cool is this canoe, I understand, was a wedding gift from your families and people that came to the wedding.
Yeah.
And that they gave you some money and you chose to get it laid out the way you wanted it.
Yeah, we're very happy with everybody that came and contributed to our canoe. It was the best gift we ever could have gotten, for sure.
Beautiful. And Tyler told me that this is canoe trip, this 5-day trip in the park that you did. So you started up, you went through North T, Bigger, 3 Mile, Manitou, and came back around a very popular, nice route. That was actually your honeymoon. And having a brand new boat on your honeymoon at Algonquin Park. C'est la vie.
Yeah.
Now, you guys told me that you had an interesting encounter with a turtle on 3 Mile Lake. So do you want to just talk about that, Chantelle?
Yeah, so we were at our campsite and there was a turtle. I guess it was hiding from the wind up in the rocks. Anyway, we'd never seen a turtle like that before because Alberta doesn't have them. But Tyler came and got a video of it. And he was trying to show his hand compared to the turtle, and it was giving us the side eye. And then it was watching us the whole time it was up there until finally it kind of went off, and we got a video of it like flipping into the water.
Beautiful.
And then he was trying to fish off the rocks, and it kept poking its head out of the water, looking at us to see if we were gone yet.
You were in his turf. Oh, that's a lot of fun. Excellent. So a honeymoon in Algonquin Park, highly recommended?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Excellent. Okay, it's time to go home. The canoe's loaded up. You guys are ready to go. What do you think?
We can't wait to get it home and get it on a few trips and just enjoy the boat. And yeah, we want to thank everybody that came out to our wedding and gave us money for this beautiful gift. And yeah, just thanks.
Nice. And lots of other couples should do the same.
Exactly.
Why don't we show the folks? So Matt made these 2 mini canoe paddles with the blue forged carbon that you can use as a keychain holder or whatever you like. So we're doing this now with people that get our forged carbon canoes. So guys, cheers to a new canoe and your journey home.
Yeah, thanks.
Cheers.
Thank you.